Are we live? Somebody tell me in the chat if we're live. If you can hear me, if you can see everything okay. Guys, got to let me know. I'll tweet out. Let's see. Retweet there. We're live on YouTube. Wonderful. But I'm going to need the chat. Say something. I want to make sure you guys can hear the mic working properly. We're going to do probably only one draft. But we'll answer any questions you guys have. But I need to know, okay. We need to know if you can hear me though. That was the question. Live. All right. So it sounds like we're good to go. I'll put the link in the chat, but hold on, I want to make sure I do this right. Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat. We'll wait a second so you guys who are actually here can have the first crack at getting in here. I'll post that right here. Nice. All right. So you guys should be able to do that. Blake is here. Very nice. And then if we don't fill, which we probably won't, then we will post it to Twitter. We'll post it in the Discord. Actually, I'll probably do Discord and then Twitter. But hopefully you guys, if you're joining in here, you can get into the draft first. You guys get priority. Fire away questions, though. This is the best time to ask things while we're not doing like an actual draft. I'm not thinking about all those things. Quick shout out though, if you are in here and you wanted to do it, on the site, there's the video, which I'm sure some of you have watched, that walks you through exactly how you can take the rankings. There's Underdog specific rankings. You can really easily just download them, upload them right to the site. The video walks you through it. The steps walk you through it. Literally very, very simple. Just look on that. And I also did, for the 3-person draft. So someone asked me, if things change. Things do change. So if you guys are in those 3-person lobbies, the 6-person lobbies, or 8-person, I don't know, value changes a ton. I uploaded 3-person, whatever the other one is, if it's 6 or 8, I'm going to do that one next. I just haven't had time to do it yet. But there'll be specific rankings, and Underdog is different than the half PPR. So don't go to the draft page and click half PPR. Underdog's different because I account for draft strategy in that, and Underdog draft strategy is different from normal. Which, shout out, good video tomorrow for you guys. Definitely the Wednesday videos. We're probably going to fill this for just posting it in here. How about that? If we don't get these ones in a few seconds, and maybe I'll post one more time in the chat for people who just showed up. And then I'll post on Twitter. But like I was saying, the Wednesday videos are going to be really, really good this season. It's the draft strategy research stuff. And that starts tomorrow. We're going to get my take on what the research shows for the robust RB strategy in season long. So good one tomorrow, but all the Wednesday videos this season are going to be good. All right. We haven't done that yet. We're going to go to Twitter. We're going to post the link. Get to the homepage of Twitter. Post it in there. Tweet it out. 2 more spots left. And in the meantime, I will answer these questions. Is there a way for me... I feel like there's a way for me to highlight the comment on the screen for you guys that I'm talking about. Oh, nice. And we didn't get one. I didn't want to get the 1 pick in back-to-back. 10 pick. All right, nice. So we got plenty of time here. There's got to be a way for me to highlight the comment I'm talking about on screen. If anyone knows how to do that, then let me know. I can pin the message. Let me just pin this first message and just see what happens. Oh, no. That's not what we were talking about. All right. Oh. Nope. Never mind. All right, I'll unpin it. There's definitely a way for me to highlight it. I don't know what it is. If anyone knows, let me know. Will Amon St. Brown be a wide receiver 2 while Jameson Williams is out? Probably, yeah. I honestly don't know how much time Williams is going to miss. I mean, so it seems like the recovery is going really well. It wasn't a complex injury. So sometimes when players tear their ACL, they also tear other ligaments in or around the knee, and it can be more difficult for them to heal. It seemed like it was a clean tear for Williams, which is obviously positive for his recovery. He'll probably start the season slow. But yeah, I mean, if you're not worrying about Williams for at least the first couple of weeks, this offense is going to be pretty good. He's going to be pretty clearly the top option. Yeah, I would imagine that for any time that Williams misses, Amon St. Brown's going to be a stud. And honestly, even projecting Williams in for the whole season, he's a good pick, Amon St. Brown. He's being pretty undervalued across the community. Next up, Is Sky Moore and Mahomes a good pairing? I mean, yeah, pretty much any human with, you know, Mahomes is a good pairing. I liked Sky Moore. I thought we were going to be on him. It's really interesting how those things kind of work out in that, like, you can love a player, right? But then when they land in the perfect spot, you would think you'd be all on them. But since everyone does that, everyone's like, oh, like I really love this landing spot. They hear, a bunch of people say they love the player. Then it becomes, oh, wow, look at this ADP skyrocket. So we'll see with Sky Moore exactly where he's going to go. But yeah, I think he's a very talented player. He can win quickly. Like, I just think he's good. And, when you have good players paired with Patrick Mahomes, good things are going to happen. But, I mean, ultimately, it's going to depend on his ADP. So, which I think is fair right now from the last things I've seen. We're up next. We got about 10 seconds until our pick's going to happen. Mixon, Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Swift. This is actually my rankings for Underdog. I loaded them in. Again, I made slight adjustments today. I was working through all the notes and stuff like that. And maybe I'll talk about some of the quick changes I made. Mixon or Dalvin Cook? I mean, yeah, I wouldn't even care which one of these two I get. I was trying to think later on for stacking. Is one of them going to be easier? We'll go with Mixon. I don't think there was a correct choice there, if we're being honest. I bet you I have them separated by like a point. You can go with either direction. I feel like for stacking, again, maybe it's easier because you basically have to get feeling, although it probably doesn't matter all that much, especially this is a 12-person draft. That's not a tournament. If we're in a tournament, we need to be stacking. And a 12-person draft, just draft the best teams, right? I mean, don't worry about, like, you need to get all like these hardcore stacks. Like, it's a 12-person draft. You're just trying to draft the best players. I'm interested to see what if Swift is still available, should I go him? What do you guys think? This next pick, you guys are a little delayed. You might not have enough time to answer. Do I go with Swift if he's there? Grab like Mixon and Swift. So 2 running backs start. And then I'm basically just only looking at wide receivers for this next bit. Or I can grab like Kelsey and just kind of see. You guys aren't going to have enough time to answer. Hopefully someone says something. 10 seconds. If someone says something, I'll do anything that they say. It's got to be 6 seconds. You have 6 seconds. No one's going to answer. All right, we're going with Swift. I want to see how this build works out. My question basically, I feel like we'll be good enough to getting value in the middle portions of the draft with wide receiver. So I feel like grab these two. Gonna love these 2 different bye weeks. We're set to go. I'm not going to look at running back in these next few rounds. Swift was the first one. I would have gone that. But I'm interested to see, hopefully maybe like next week when we do the stream, I can grab a tight end early because I kind of want to just see how that build is going to work out as well. But I think you could have gone Swift there. You could have gone Kelsey there. I wasn't in love with the wide receivers this pick because I can figure out wide receiver with volume. I don't necessarily need to be drafting these higher end ones. And if there was a huge value, I'd say yes. But like Adams I couldn't have actually taken Adams. But when I was doing the discussion on it, Adams, Debo, Tyreek, Evans, T. Higgins, like, sure, there are differences there, but they're not, so drastic. And it's like, maybe I could get Higgins in the next pick. I don't actually know what pick. It's going to be a while. What am I at? 34. That's the next one. All right. That's pretty unlikely that he'll be there. But we'll see. But we got a Swift. All right. Let's go over the questions. Wait, someone said something about Best Ball Mania. You running many Best Ball Mania 3s? I don't know. They're $25 each, so I'm not maxing it. I can tell you that much. I know some of the whales out there are gonna max that. I'm gonna do them for sure. I feel like, I don't know. My guess is that I do like one every other week when I have some time, and maybe I'll include some of them in videos. But I would say the odds that I do more than like 15 or 20 of them, low. I'm not about to spend that much money because you're holding that money up for a while. If you're doing a bunch of $25 drafts, I don't even know. This one was probably $3, something like that. Like, it's fine doing a bunch of $3 drafts, but you can do like 10 $3 drafts before you get to a $25 one. But yeah, I'd say 15, 20. That's probably what I'll do. I'll try to diversify. But I'll let you guys know how many of those I do. So let's get back into the questions. Josh Jacobs as a mid-round sleeper. I don't think anyone can technically be a sleeper in the middle rounds. if I posted a sleeper video and I had Jacobs on the list, you guys would rip me apart. Like you would rip me apart if I had Jacobs on the list. But I know what the question is asking. Are people sleeping on him as a mid-round pick now? There's like two ways of kind of looking at that, right? Like the first way is saying he's going to get volume. He's on an offense now that even just adding Adams, I don't think people fully realize like what impact that can make to an offense. Like they struggled so hard because Bryan Edwards, like at this point, I can consider him a bust, even me. Like he couldn't do anything on the outside. And so all these teams were focusing heavily on Darren Waller, and Hunter Renfrow had to try and like do everything for the offense. And like they just weren't as good of an offense. You bring Adams in there, who's going to command double teams, going to win at the line like a ton. Like it opens up everything for everyone else. There's no way they can stack boxes if they're scoring more points. Like, and there's also some research that's kind of showing that maybe Zamir White, maybe it'll take him a little more time to recover. But we'll see. Oh, there goes Higgins. Okay, we need to focus again. This stinks because there are some awesome running backs, but can we really take? We don't need to take one of them because I wouldn't even care which one. So tight end, we could go with Waller. I'm not going to do that. Wide receiver or quarterback. Let's see quarterback. Mahomes. No, we're not going to do that. All right, so we're taking wide receiver. Top wide receivers on the board: Pittman, Mike Williams. I'm looking at ADP right now. Deontay. I'm trying to figure out who might be. All right, DJ Moore. Okay. I feel like I would go with Mike Williams here. Pittman goes off the board. I feel like I should go with Mike Williams. Then I can have the option in the next round if I want to do this like 3 running back build, like it's sitting there, right? I'll pull up everyone here. Dobbins, Zeke, Akers, Montgomery, Etienne. My only thing is, what's my next pick at? 50 something? 58 is my next pick. I feel like personally, I would rather risk it, hope that one of these players falls to that spot, and then I still lock up 3 running backs I like, and basically just abandon running back until like the last round. Then we're just hammering wide receivers. I feel like I'd rather risk it because I don't even think there's a ton separating any of these guys. So let's take our favorite wide receiver. Probably we could go with Waller if we wanted to. That wouldn't be a bad pick. 4th round, early 4th round. If we didn't go with Waller, it would be Judy. Deontay Johnson. No. I'm just looking what I think is going to be there. I don't think we need to grab another receiver. I'm very interested to see what I should do here. All right, this is my thought. Let's test this out. So, we've got tight end locked up. There are 18 rounds in these? Research shows, at least from last season, even if you're spending a mid-round pick on tight end, and even if you hit, it's still better to take 3 of them. For the most part, you just want them to be later. So I'm not going to look at tight end in the middle rounds. I am basically going to take 2 tight ends. And my plan right now, the hope is 2 tight ends and a running back, basically like the last 3 rounds. Hopefully one of these 3 backs gets to me at this next pick. It probably won't happen. We can adjust there. But if one of these 3 is there, I take them. Final 3 rounds is running back and 2 tight ends that I like. Every single other round is going to be high weekly upside wide receivers and completing a stack with quarterback. Though I feel like my lean to start off with needs to be towards wide receiver because I have abandoned it for a while. And so I don't think I'm going to see if like the Burrow stack falls to me, or like I guess Herbert, technically that would be a big fall to me. So if Herbert's there at the next pick, I can consider it. Burrow's there, I could go with like a Burrow, Joe Mixon, and like Tyler Boyd something. But I feel like my lean right now is we're just going to just whoever's on the board. Our top option for wide receiver in the next like billion rounds is probably just going to be our pick. So since not much thought will be needed there, and we'll keep this up to see if I thought there were only 2 left. Nice, there's still 3. See there. Hopped in the draft. Very nice. Do I know when Underdog will be in Ontario, Canada? No. I would imagine that their legal team is working as hard as they possibly can to make every area happen. I don't know Canadian regulations well enough to give you an estimate on that. All right. What would you take to get Debo in Dynasty? What would you take to get? So Debo's on my team. I don't play enough Dynasty to know Debo's value, but why don't I do this? I'll pull up my current Dynasty rankings. What I do for that is, and I'm just gonna assume we're in like a one quarter, or no, why don't I pull up now? I'll pull up one quarterback. It's already up. So Debo Samuel compared to like a rookie this year, and I'm just gonna do for like draft picks basically what I feel like he'd be worth for a draft pick. A lot. I mean, I have Debo as worth like a top. You'd need more than. How would I want to answer this? If I had Debo, I would not give him away for a first round pick this year, and I probably wouldn't give him away for a first round pick next year. But if you offered me a first round pick next year and like a mid-round wide receiver to replace Debo that is also young, who would like an example of that be? Like I mean, Gabriel Davis would be really nice, but like Mooney type player, like someone like Mooney, so first round next year in Mooney, maybe something like that. I feel like I'm not the appropriate person to answer a bunch of dynasty questions, but if Debo is on my team, that's kind of what I'd be looking at, because next year's class is like really good, but I have Debo is worth more than a top 3 pick in this year's class. But you also have to consider time value of the pick, right? You're not going to give up the first round pick for like just that, because then I don't have Debo and I have to wait a year to get that pick. Then he's a rookie, like it's just going to take a while. So I would say like first round pick next year plus more. Should we look? We'll look at this and then I'll go back to you guys' questions. We're at 92 concurrent. Our record last time I think was 92. So if you guys know anyone, send out the link somewhere and we can break our record for concurrent views. But only Jacobs is on the board for those running backs we were talking about earlier. I would like Jacobs. I want Amon-Ra. I want Gabriel Davis. I would probably lean Gabriel Davis because of ADP. I'm more likely to end up getting Amon-Ra St. Brown there. And I would lean, so even though I was talking about getting Josh Jacobs, I would lean, I would lean still away from doing that because I need to hammer out these wide receivers. I need quality receiving talent. Hunter Renfrow is also an option coming up soon, but we can wait on him. But Gabriel Davis, and I feel like I actually moved him. Maybe I didn't move him up. I don't know. I didn't move him down. I adjusted the rankings today. Very, very good pick. And we're continuing our trend. What teams are we targeting in these things? Chargers, Bills, two of the highest scoring or highest volume, highest efficiency passing offenses in the league. Las Vegas will be good this season. I think Detroit's going to surprise people. Bengals. When in doubt, go with good players on good teams. Would I pick? I have 2 stacks kind of set up here. It's like, do I want to go with Renfrow and then have to take Carr later? Or would I rather go with Amon-Ra St. Brown and then I have a Swift and St. Brown? I can go with Goff later. I think I still want to go with wide receiver. Cheapest ADP is Mooney. It's actually Brandon Cooks. And I did boost Brandon Cooks. I wonder where he would have been. I feel like I boosted him. He may have gone to like that Mooney Renfrow page. Doesn't even matter. Just got taken. We're at 63. I feel like I just take St. Brown here. Because it's St. Brown. I don't want Sanders. Burrow. I don't think we need to. If I had a wide receiver there, I would go with Burrow. Let's go with St. Brown. Guy I was talking about earlier, talking him up. So we're going to lean towards Goff if we can get him later because we have the pairing of Swift and St. Brown. But yeah, I feel like I like Sanders. I like Mitchell. I do think there's a pretty big gap after that, but I would definitely rather see if we can get a huge value later. Could have gone with Burrow, but I don't know. They're really good values at quarterback this season. I feel like this first tier, Hurts, Burrow, Dak, and Wilson, with maybe Brady and Rodgers added on as well, then probably tier break. This whole grouping, I do feel like is pretty significantly ahead of this grouping here, but you're able to get them like way later than I feel like you should be able to. I don't know if, yeah, I mean, these guys are starting to become like the top available. I don't know. Really, really good value at the quarterback position right now. All right, back to the questions. Oh, no. All right, there we go. I lost my spot for a second. Seems a lot of older players in the top 3 rounds. Okay, so basically, it seems like top 3 rounds, which I guess I can go back to here and look at older players. I don't know if I'd say older players. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's young. McCaffrey realistically is relatively young. Jamar Chase is incredibly young. Najee Harris is incredibly young. Jefferson's young. So I guess you're more talking about this next range, but even like Lamb is young. Swift is young. Andrews is young. I don't know. I wouldn't say that. Is anything actually like behind this? But I feel like ADPs to begin with are heavily influenced by a few major sites. To start off with, one of them honestly just being Underdog. Underdog is going to heavily influence ADP to start the season. And typically, I would say maybe a younger crowd on Underdog. But as we get into August and you get a lot of casual players drafting, ADPs are going to shift because you're getting a lot of casual players and they're going to be taking players they know earlier. And so I feel like once we get into August, I end up loving a lot of younger players because people, especially in like the mid and late rounds, they lean towards players they've heard of. If you're drafting for your first year, your second year, third year, and you haven't done a ton of research and you're in August, the likelihood that you have a range of players and like there's a few rookies and a second year player and all of a sudden there's a fifth year player, in general, you're going to see that and be like, oh, he's by ADP. I know this guy. I don't know who these other guys are. I'm going to take him. So it kind of like drives up ADPs of older players a little bit. You could also argue that like younger players get driven up in ADP because of that like shiny new toy aspect of like they could be incredible. So everyone wants, the new thing to try and hit on like the new Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase of this season. So you could argue that both ways, but I would say I lean younger players when it's like a 50-50. If we've got 2 players in front of me, one's young, one's like 32, and they're projected the same, I'm going to lean the younger player because maybe I already kind of know what the 32-year-old has done in their career, and maybe it is the shiny new toy thing, but just athletically. You want younger players. They're typically, more close to their prime than an older player. So I agree with that sentiment that you kind of want to lean towards that, but like, I guess I don't have any. I guess Waller's old, but old for tight end doesn't mean anything. I mean, I guess you can kind of look at my team like young. Like, yeah, I lean younger players. I talk too much. Miles Sanders is there. I was going to say, and we're taking him if he's available. I think the clear choice here for me is Hunter Renfrow. Not only is he top ADP, I have him as an ADP like steal in the projections. I'll pull everything up. Technically, Schultz is a great value right now. Dak is a great value. But if I've already got, Waller, Renfrow, that just makes sense. That just makes sense to me. So we can go going up here. I want to see where. So Carr's at ADP 107. That's earlier than I thought he would be. He's ADP 107. Let's just pull them both up, Carr and Goff. Goff we can wait on for a while. And also another thing, if you guys are looking to like risk stacks, it doesn't really work for me because I don't have like a 2-person stack. But if you have like multiple players, hold on. I'll finish that thought. Okay, so Dalton Schultz went gone. Hawkinson's gone. We're looking at Lock. I'm leaning Olave, honestly. But I'd be fine with Lockett because also Lockett, even though I hate this offense, he is a type of player that can post spike tweaks. This ADP on Dak is incredible. It's so low. Where are we at? We're kind of outside that range, but again, we're probably going with the scrub quarterback route in this one. Yeah, so I'm not looking at quarterback. No at running back. Yeah, it's Olave. No at tight end. All right. Olave or Lockett? Oh, I'm so much more intrigued, but I'm going to go with Lockett. Oh, if I can get him. I feel if I didn't get that in, I was taking Derek Carr there, which would have just tanked our draft. I went with Lockett because I was going to finish that thought. So, hate the offense. It's going to be run heavy. It's going to be bad. There are not going to be many touchdowns. But competition wise, it's only those two. And we know he's a player that can explode. Now, we had Russell Wilson. It's easier to explode with Wilson. But he had a game last year. It was against the Jaguars, I want to say, where he had like 11, 12, 13 receptions, went nuclear, and it was with Geno Smith, I think, who I believe right now is the favorite. But between Smith and Locke, like, they're both going to be bad. But the point is, he can still have those spiked weeks. And so I have the offense projected to be terrible, for Locke projected as the quarterback and to be terrible. And if he's coming out as still the top overall player on the board for me, I think that means I should be taking him. So that's kind of how I'm approaching the Seattle offense. Is I'm going to project them really, really bad. I'm not going to project them well. But if they then are the top available, I've already accounted for the terrible offense. So now I'm counting on the player, and Lockett's like a really good player. So that's kind of how I'd be doing things there. And again, the same thing happens where I was shouting out all like take good offenses and then Seattle. So we'll see how that works out. Obviously, we'd love Olave if he's still on the board at the next pick. Probably won't be. We've done a really good job, though, of getting, again, the first 3 picks? Okay, first 2 picks are running back, and then also the 4th pick was a tight end. But we did not invest heavily at the wide receiver position, but I like our weekly upside. I like the players we have. None of these dudes are being replaced. They're all going to be very good. I like it. We still need to keep hammering it out because we didn't take someone early, but I like the weekly upside that we have on the team. We can now begin to look at the running back position. The only one that I have projected anywhere here is Melvin Gordon, who I'd be fine with. I mean, you're still getting, obviously, the backup, but like, it's going to be a good offense. He's going to get work. Like, I'm not too concerned about taking him in what would that be the late 9th round? Sure. But we'll see. Other running backs, I mean, Chase Edmonds is probably, let's put them up here. Melvin Gordon, Chase Edmonds, would probably be, those are the only two I'm like considering really if I get this pick. I'd like James Cook. Yeah, we'll put him up later. Okay, let's try and get to questions again. Maybe get a Detroit yeah, no, I'm definitely doing that. Although someone will probably end up taking it. Odds Lamb finishes as the wide receiver 1. I feel like he should be getting more hype than he is. Cooper gone, Gallup out. Odds low, but like odds are low for anyone, which I have a take to go on here. A lot of people, they're like, oh, like I can't draft high-end players like from last season, like basically Cooper Kupp, because they never repeat. They repeat at a really low rate. I hate that line of thinking because not only does that mean you're fading someone who went nuclear, and honestly for Cooper Kupp, that would be someone who's coming off like one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen at the wide receiver position. You're fading that. Great. Nice job. Sure, the odds are low that he finishes 1, but the odds are not low he finishes 2, 3, or 4, which is still totally fine. If you take someone as the first wide receiver off the board and they finish 5th, you're fine with that, right? They still had a great season. And you have to compare it to the odds that every player finishes 1. So my answer to, is CeeDee Lamb going to finish 1? Odds are no. Odds are he's not going to do that. Odds are very low that any player finishes 1. I mean, there's what, like 100, maybe there's 75 players who could realistically finish as like the wide receiver 1. So your chances of 1 in 75. So all someone would need to do is repeat the number 1 finish more than 1 out of 75 times, and that's still a higher rate than average. So people who say fade it, it doesn't make any sense to me. If you want to fade volume at the running back position and you see someone have like 1 billion touches in 4 straight years and you're like, I think they're going to fall off, that's totally fine. But for someone to just come off a really, really good season and be the exact same situation the next year and there's no injury concern, that's just like you're just getting lucky if that person happens to get hurt. It's not a good way of viewing things. Okay, I'll get back to questions after that take. There goes Gordon. Is this okay? This is like basically what our team would look like if if the picks got weighted one more. Oh, do I take Jameson Williams? Oh, I should take Carr though, shouldn't I? If we're looking at the quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers is still on the board. I can find someone with him late. Right? It's Aaron Rodgers and we're in the late 9th round. Right? Yeah. That was the correct pick in my eyes. I can find a stacking partner. Wish you could sort by team. And like, I wish I was paying attention to who'd been drafted. But let's scroll through here and let's see. Can you like will GB help me? Nice. Okay. Lazard. Watson already got drafted. Watkins late. Oh, yeah, Watkins late. Dubs or Dubs, I don't know how to say it. Oh my God, what happened? We can't be doing that, Underdog. Oh my God, my pick's up next. Okay, let's take Jameson Williams, right? Now that we took one of the quarterbacks, yeah. Boy, are we all in on this Detroit offense right now. But my thing here was I can figure out a stacking partner later. Tunyon I could take for tight end late. I mean, there aren't great options, but I just got who just went? Chase Edmonds? Okay, let's get rid of this. I could go with Watkins. He would probably, my guess is he'll do better earlier in the season, later in the season. And obviously I don't need to spend like a high draft capital pick. He's at 173. We're going to wait on that for a while. But I feel like I'll be able to get one of these three to stack with Rodgers, and just getting that value there just, I don't know, made sense to me. Also, technically, like Rodgers can do well without a stacking partner in a league like this. If this was, Best Ball Mania 2 or 3, I'd be, a little bit more concerned about getting that. But okay. I should finish the Lamb take, though. The actual question was, do we think Lamb's going to be good, basically? No, he can finish one. Cooper being gone helps him, obviously. They replaced it with Jalen Tolbert, who's not going to be as good as Amari Cooper. He's still a great talent, but like this year, he's not going to be good as Amari Cooper. Yeah, Gallup, like per game, and yeah, it'd be like really, really good. So, yeah, I absolutely think that that he could be one. But if I was like, guessing, I would name probably at least 5 wide receivers ahead of him, right? I mean, let's just scroll back to the beginning. Cooper Kupp should be the favorite, but like I think Jamar Chase finishes ahead of him. I think Jefferson finishes ahead of him. I think Diggs finishes ahead of him, though I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't. I think Adams could finish ahead of him. After that, yeah, I would say Lamb. Let's try and get back to where we are. All right. After that, yeah, I would say Lamb in that general range. What late round tight end do you think has the best chance of being top 5? Let's check. Is Cole Kmet late round? Cole Kmet, Noah Fant, Irv Smith. Top 5? There's no way anyone. Austin Hooper I like, but if we're saying actually has a chance of being top 5, there's a world where Evan Ingram does it. Odds are super low. Top 5. I mean, Njoku, there's a world where it happens if Deshaun Watson faces no suspension and just really likes Njoku. I mean, Njoku's like a really good talent. He's just never really put it together for a full season. There's a chance, yeah. So I would say Irv Smith, Njoku, Fant, and Cole Kmet. And if you're looking at like late rounds, I guess it depends what you define late round as. Maybe Njoku. Maybe Njoku would be my pick, but I mean, the odds are low for any of these guys. I mean, realistically, we kind of know who the elite tight ends are going to be, unless there's a ton of injuries or one of these dudes gets like super lucky with touchdowns. We kind of know what's going to happen. I believe I waited too long. I had not been paying attention to our quarterback situation. Carr goes in the 10th round. Who just stack him with? You better have stacked him with someone. I'm going to be upset. It's not even a stack here. Just taking him from me for fun. Okay. I think our pick was still correct. I think it was sharp of us to just wait another round because we have other options. We can still go with Goff. So we'll be fine. But we're not going to go with Goff like right now. Tunyon's technically a value at this spot, or at least like a good pick. I don't have any running backs ranked ahead. A ton of wide receivers ranked ahead. And realistically, I have a lot of tight ends that I like more. I would prefer not to spend this pick on Tunyon. So why don't we go with Tim Patrick, who I believe I've taken in like every single draft. Just just trying to get shares of just trying to get like inexpensive shares of Denver. Like Javonte Williams is expensive. I kind of talked about Melvin Gordon being like, a fine mid round pick, but he's relatively expensive. The wide receivers are expensive. Like it's tough to get these guys. But Tim Patrick's a really good player. He really is a good player. And what if one of those two got hurt? He'd be phenomenal, right? So I don't know. I just think he's really good, and then he doesn't even need the injury, right? This is still just like an offense that I just want touches on, and he's going to be on the field plenty. I don't know. I think he's a good pick. I think he's going too late in general. I don't know if there's any like wide receivers I'm in love with right now, so I guess we could go with Tunyon. Maybe I'm under projecting Tunyon. I should also probably look into. Also, I have a ton of wide receivers. I didn't even notice. Like we're like set, not for the rest of the draft, but we don't need to go with one here. So the thing is, I like Cole Kmet more than Tunyon, but I should complete the stack, right? I should complete the stack. Why don't I go with Tunyon? And technically, he's the next best by ADP, and ADP is still a very strong indicator of success. So we'll grab him here. Like if you can just get good ADP values and you're not even focused on draft strategy, you're not even focused on if the players are like super good, like teams that get values by ADP, whether in your redraft or you're in best ball, they just do better. That's just what the data shows. Okay. We got Waller Tunyon. Yeah, we got Waller Tunyon. We've got Mike Williams, Gabe Davis, Montgomery St. Brown, Hunter Henry, Hunter Renfrow, Lockett, Williams, Tim Patrick. Very nice there. Only the two running backs, which, hey, I guess it's good that we kind of went early because I haven't seen any running back picks I've been in love with. Let's pull everything up. Running back is just not looking good right now. Should I end up going with 5 and just take like backups and like handcuffs and stuff like that and just assume in this draft that like both these dudes don't get hurt, they play really well, they're filling up our running back spot, and in the weeks that they don't play well, like it's not going to be like how many weeks is Swift going to play healthy and not do well? He's going to be fine, right? So we don't need to invest heavily in it, but it'd be nice to have someone. It's just I don't like, these are all just handcuffs. These are all handcuffs. I'll probably grab 3. I'll grab 3 handcuffs, and I don't want to do it now. You can't make me do it. We'll see what else is out there. Still like Daniel Jones. Is there a stacking partner with Daniel? Wandale we could do. That's it. So I can still do this stack. We can wait longer on this one. Who am I doing at the next pick, though? Am I grabbing Cole? If Cole's going to fall to the next one, should I just grab him and kind of finish off? I'm going to have points at tight end every week. These guys, like, Waller's still going to be very, very involved. When Tunyon's fully healthy, he's going to be catching touchdowns, right? And Cole Kmet kind of has to do something or else the offense is going to faceplant. So I should have plenty of production at the tight end position to maybe overtake a little bit that I lose at running back if there's an injury. I need to worry about quarterback, but again, there's 2 here that I like that I feel like will still be on the board. So I'm not overly concerned. I would say our order should be something that'd probably be more important. Should be something like this. But I'm not taking Goff at the next pick. So Cole Kmet, okay, if Cole Kmet's not there, no, you can't make me take a running back. If Cole Kmet's not there, do I grab? I don't want to grab Pickens. I don't want to do it. What do I do? There goes Cole Kmet, so I got to do something. How many picks? Got like 6, 7 picks? Huh. All right, chat. What do I do? I need a pick here. What position do I go with? What player at that position do I go with? I need some help. I'm at top chat. Should I? God, my screen's frozen. Live chat. Thank you. Screen on the left is being very rookie wide receiver. Yeah, so I mean it would be like Alec Pierce, Tolbert, Pickens. I don't want to go with Pickens. It's rookie quarterback. Trying to see something right. What? Patrick gonna eat this year? I pick him every time. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to go with on this pick. It's almost like I should just grab one of these quarterbacks, but that's just such bad value. I don't want to do that. So I'll pick my favorite wide receiver. Yeah, Alec Pierce. I guess Corey Davis, but I don't believe enough in him to do that. All right. We'll probably do this. Alec Pierce, if not, go with Tolbert. They're not good values, but it might be the best we can do, even though Daniel Jones is my top guy. Do I just draft Daniel Jones? I feel like I should. All right. We're on the clock, and I've not yet made my decision. It's down to Pierce or Daniel Jones. I just don't think I need Daniel Jones. I don't think I need Pierce either. That's the thing. I have so many wide receivers. Let's just do it. Oh, but I only need 2 quarterbacks. Oh, no. All right. No. God. All right, that was bad. We didn't think this through properly enough. So we only need 2 quarterbacks. So we can risk it and just see here. Like we can risk it and just take one of these 2. The thing is, I'd rather Goff, but Goff I'm at more of a risk of losing out on. I should take running back. Yeah, handcuff, take a... Okay, yeah, I should take a running back. I already have... How many wide receivers do I have on this team? I have 8 wide... My goodness. Okay. I should take a running back. Well, I should take Williams. I mean, in a format this small, I'm fine handcuffing, and it doesn't even have to be a handcuff. I mean, there's going to be a week where he scores a touchdown, and it just happens to be the production flowing through him and not going through Swift. And that's the exact week I'll need him, right? So we'll go with that pick. You could go with Mostert. I don't love it. Goss, I don't love that. Hines would not be a bad pick. Who did they just add? They just added a running back there. I don't remember who they added, though. It wasn't anyone good. Not anyone we're concerned about, but... Oh, my gosh. All right. I remember moving Brian Robinson up in the rankings. Maybe we go with him. Should we just go with Hines? Because we know there's going to be some game scripts where they're passing, and that's going to lead to a few spiked weeks for him, and we only need those like random spiked weeks. I feel like that's what we do. All right. Hines here. Hope that Jamal's there at 15. Jared Goff at 16. And then we have 2 left. We just grab probably, we'll probably have to grab, we might not even need a wide receiver at that point, right? So we hope that we can grab Jamal Williams, Jared Goff, not need a receiver, and then the final 2 picks would probably have to be, we need another tight end though. We need one more tight end. That'll be fine. We can wait until we're going to wait until the final round, and we're going to take the tight end there. There won't be good options, but there will be some options for us, and it's better than waiting too long at running back. All right. Let's go back, see if there are any other questions. Fire away, guys. If there's player, let's see if there's like a player you want a take on, if there's a situation between 2 players you're looking at. Why is everyone so low on Zeke, even though he's a 3rd rounder now on a good offense? So why is everyone low on Zeke, basically? Because he's been bad. I don't know. I mean, he just hasn't... Every single year since his rookie year, I believe he has decreased his average yards per game. Obviously, you can make the case that like the knee injury last season was why he wasn't very productive, but it's like he's being outplayed by Tony Pollard. In like back-to-back years, he's been outplayed by him. I don't know why. Well, I know why. They paid him a bunch of money, and so they can't just not go to him as much. but they should be using Tony Pollard more. And I think people are kind of like, oh, maybe that'll happen. Let's be honest with ourselves. Like the odds that actually does happen, I mean, it's slim to none. They're going to keep going with Zeke. So yeah, I mean, he's a value. But I project him like pretty much where he's going. Let's see if I can like scroll through and see exactly where he went in this one. Last pick in the 3rd round. I mean, I just feel like that's where he should be going though. There's a bunch of running backs that are better than him that haven't been getting worse every year. But I guess the argument, yeah, is he's on a really good offense. I'm not against it. Like his ADP is totally fine. If you want to take him at ADP, that's totally fine. He should not be going where he has historically gone. He should not be going in the 1st round, obviously. Should not be going in the 2nd round. There's just too many guys that are better than him at this point in their career and who are also on really good teams. I think that's why people are off him. But you're right, late 3rd round, that's a good value. It's a really good value for him, even if you don't like him all that much. Let's see. Does a 14-team PPR league make you prioritize running back any more than usual given the positional scarcity? I'm not up, right? Okay. So I have rankings for every league size that takes into account when positions are in value and where they become scarce, basically. So the rankings know that running backs become more scarce in 14 and 16 team leagues, and so they assign higher value to those positions. But like everything becomes more scarce, you know. I would say maybe quarterback. Honestly, I would just say look at the rankings and see how things adjust. Off the top of my head, I would say that quarterbacks move the least because like once you get into that later range, like a lot of these guys are the same anyways, so you're not really picking from anything that much worse as it expands. You just run the risk that like people are grabbing, you know, a million players. But to say running back, the drop off is more than like wide receiver or tight end. I think the drop off happens at all those positions like relatively evenly. And so I don't think you need to prioritize it way more. Just know that like watch the video tomorrow and see how important running backs are early. It just makes it more important that you don't completely abandon the position. All right. We're just taking all the picks that are on the queue for this one here. 90, is it too early? It's probably, well, 2 quarterbacks, one person here. Will they end up taking? They could take Goff. And since I don't even have anything queued up, let's just take them. Rodgers, Goff. We're set at quarterback. Different buys. Didn't even look at that. Thank goodness I didn't do that because then we'd be forced to like take another one probably. 16, 17, 18. I believe there are 3 rounds left. We're going to go with 1 tight end. We're going to go with 2 running backs. We're not going to go with this anymore because we did not get the stacking partners. But yeah, just to finish that thought, I don't think it's any more than the other positions. Just don't abandon it, right? You can't get to the 9th round not have a running back in a 14-team league. You're going to be looking at this, right? You're going to be looking at like Mark Ingram as your number 1. You're going to lose. So you just can't wait too long. It's a little bit more risky to wait, but I don't think it means you have to take a running back. Wait, did I update the rankings? Because I don't think I had Damian Williams. I know I moved him up in the rankings. I'll tell you that much. I mean, he's the number 2 now. Darrell Williams. Wow, I almost took the wrong Williams there. The rankings are going to have him go up a lot. This is why I was talking about, Benjamin. It was why I was talking about James Conner and being like I don't love them because they're going to make a move. I think there's a chance Benjamin gets cut. I know they talked him up, but they've talked up like plenty of players, right? All teams talk up players. You have to think Ingram's going to stay because he's their rookie. Obviously, James Conner's staying. They just got Darrell Williams, and he's a good running back, so he's going to stay. And they're only going to keep 1 more running back. So there's a chance that isn't needed and he gets cut. And people wanted to take him late as a great flyer, and it's like, I don't know. I just thought they were going to bring someone in. I'd rather wait, see who they bring in, and take that person as a flyer. So take Williams, again, not on KC. He's on Arizona. And the upside, if James Conner goes down, immense. So I like our running back core here. This is good. We're going to get some points from Hines. We've got upside here, and we've got our 2 rock-solid pieces. So We did the 16th. Yeah, we got 2 picks left. Who would we want? McKissick will occasionally get points. Oh, we're lagging. He'll occasionally get points. Pierre Strong will be used on specific plays, and he might have some spiked weeks. Maybe gets cut and goes somewhere, honestly. Donta Foreman, obviously, if McCaffrey goes down, he's a stud. And Brian Robinson, again, I said I moved him up in the rankings. I shifted some of the workload, especially the goal line workload, it seems, to Robinson. I think he would be our top pick. But we would attack basically a backup on this team. We'd attack these guys. You could do Haskins if you thought maybe Derrick Henry gets hurt. Zamir White, maybe if you thought that Jacobs got hurt. At this point, definitely everyone on the list is just if someone happens to get hurt. Carson, if you think he's going to be healthy. Let's be honest on that one. No, this is really all I want. So hopefully they don't get taken. I don't think they all will. We'll go to tight end. That's an option. This is an option for some weekly upside. I don't think they have any like high-end talents on the team. That's an option if you like think he develops. I haven't heard any reports yet, so I'm not super pumped about it. Austin Hooper is probably our number 1. I believe I moved him up the rankings. Yeah, I moved him up the rankings. I don't know where he's going to be, but I think he's going to be a top of this list a little bit. Jonnu Smith an option. Yeah, there's options here, so we'll definitely we already have 2, so we're fine waiting. We'll definitely want the running back first. Let's look at the question. What's your week 17 stack? So it's very, very important to look at week 17 stacks on term. So I don't need to worry about week 17. Week 17 is just as important as every other week. If this were Best Ball Mania 3 and you have $1 million to first place and you need to win week 17, if you advance through the first few rounds against like 470 people, you need a week 17 stack. That's you just do. Now, there's also technically a case to be made that sharper people are going to be drafting better. So you're probably going to be 470 people there, probably mostly going to be sharp players. And most of them are going to stack. What if week 17 comes around, there's terrible weather, and none of the stacks work out, or it's the stacks that you weren't thinking of? There's an edge to be had there. Most of my running backs that I talked about are coming off the board. There's like an edge to be had if you do like a lesser owned stack, basically, like a stack that no one's talking about, because it's less likely that they'll be there, right? All my tight ends come off the board too, so this is wonderful. Let's just go with Pierre Strong. I don't think there's like another running back I even really want. So why don't we just like lock him up? Again, kind of plays into the narrative if, I guess now my Arizona narrative is kind of dead. But if Damian Harris were to have gotten traded to someone, well, Strong steps in. And they clearly want speed on the team. Like they drafted like 2 of the fastest players. They didn't really have, they were kind of a slow team to begin with last year. I don't know, like the odds that he doesn't do anything, like, and he has the upside. I don't need that many points from him, so if he can bust off a few long runs for me in a few weeks where it happens that Mixon, Swift, Hines, and Williams all do terrible, then I'm good with that. So the last pick here before we review these and you guys can tell me what your favorite teams are, is going to be hopefully Jonnu Smith. If Jonnu Smith gets taken, maybe Brevin Jordan, honestly. Azoma would be fine, but they have like 9 tight ends there. He's the best one, so Azoma would be fine. That would probably be my order of them. There's no stack, right? No, I don't, because I'm not going to back up tight ends on those teams. Yeah, we'll say Jonnu Smith. Yeah, different offseason approach. He's like trying. I don't know. Jonnu Smith very much disappointed me last season. Can only go up from what he was at last year. Okay. So that's going to be the squad. Wait, can we do this? I'm wondering if this is going to like go away once we finish, but we'll keep it up here for now. If it does go away, I'll try and figure out how to get that on the board. Is this best ball? Yes, this is a best ball format. Obviously still ask questions about redraft, but specify whatever you want to do. Who's the best pick at value at the 201, in your opinion, assuming you take a wide receiver at 100. Okay, assuming you take a wide receiver. Well, I mean, every draft's different. So, like, I don't know which running back's going to be available. And I don't know what, like, the best value at 201 is just who I have ranked highest at 201 that hasn't been taken. It's kind of tough. Assuming you took a wide receiver, are you saying like what position is the best value? It's just the highest ranked player is the best value. I like the value on Miles Sanders and Josh Jacobs so far. Are we happy starting both? Honestly, yeah. No, I agree with that. You could walk into week 1. I don't think Jacobs is going to like skyrocket, but I think Miles Sanders has a chance too, because people are going to kind of realize he's like pretty clearly the one on that offense, and it's going to be a really good offense. Might not run it as much, but honestly, that's not that terrible of a thing. Pulling up the draft board is probably better than scrolling through the picks. It probably is, but then I got to toggle back and forth. Make your pick, because I want to see if this is going to go away and if we can keep this up. All right, find out in a second. I'm in a keeper league, and I can't decide between Diggs and Saquon. I think you got to go with Diggs, right? I mean, I don't know. I guess we're going to find out a lot more about Saquon this season. Different thing if like they're trying to trade him away and they got all these suitors and they went to a new team and like, I don't know. No one wanted him. I would keep Diggs personally. I wonder if it just like shows up like that. Like if we went, okay. Yeah. So we'll pull this up. What team do you guys like? I'll look through them in a second. I'm going to go through and see if there's any other questions. Oh, well, it's already over. Move myself. Yeah, well, now there's nowhere I can move myself in like the corners. I'll do that for next time. I'll try and align like the queue. I'll do like a draft on my own, and I'll move myself. But you guys can see what my team ended up being. I guess I can scroll through. Where am I? I'm here. I honestly like the team, and I feel like we did fine at wide receiver for, again, not investing only one pick in the first 4 rounds. We got Williams, Gabe Davis, Amon-Ra, Hunter Renfrow, Lockett, Williams, Patrick, Pierce. Like that's a good squad. We still got our 3 tight ends. I like this team personally. But who do you guys like the most? Questions. Yes, Cam was blocking my squad. Well, no, Drake here was blocking my squad. Who's Cam? I don't know who Cam is. Oh, yeah, I know the camera was blocking. Well, listen, you guys were watching the picks. I'll move it next time. All right. There's not always a great spot to move it to. I'll try and move it next time, and maybe I'll scroll through a little bit more. But you guys can kind of see what's on the screen now. I'll scroll a little bit, so we'll get rid of the first 3 rounds. You guys can see the middle rounds. Vote on your favorite team, or if there's a team you want me to like take a look at and see kind of what they did. Watson's case is apparently looking worse now. There's a documentary, I believe, coming out in like an hour on HBO where you gotta think like that's gonna that has to influence. Like if the documentary comes out and it looks awful for him, which it's probably going to, because I don't even think he's in it, so he doesn't really have a chance to like defend anything. But if he looks bad in that and public opinion really turns on him, you don't think Goodell's looking at that and being like, all right, let's like drop the hammer on this one? If it comes out and it's like, not that bad, I guess, for him, which again feels unlikely. It feels like it's gonna be pretty bad for him. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. So maybe we have something to talk about a little bit later in the week. I don't really know what video would do that. Maybe a mock draft or something. Or actually probably the news video on Saturday. But we'll see. I'll probably watch the basketball game, if we're being completely honest, which I believe technically starts now, but will start, obviously they're always late. But that'll be interesting, that documentary. I think it's on HBO. So if you guys have a chance, it's been positive, but let's be honest. I mean, reports are always like, if you're getting bad reports in camp right now where there's no like pads, like, not even everyone is there. Like these dudes are throwing against air half the time. Like if you're getting bad reports now, you're not looking good. Everyone has good reports now. But he seems more comfortable. He seems more comfortable with the offense, the play calling, all that stuff. I think if like Jimmy G leaves the team, gets traded away, and we're just like locked in with Trey Lance, I'm going to like him, right? Because he's a mobile quarterback. I like mobile quarterbacks. I like that offense. I think that he is talented. He looked bad last year, but I think he's talented. So I'm going to like him. We'll just see where his ADP ends up going. Let's see. Oh, that's what Diggs Easy was about. Yeah, I think Diggs over Saquon was a pretty clear choice there. Not understanding the Mike Williams pick after how they used him. Well, how they used him when? Because to open the year, he was the wide receiver 1 like through the first month of the season, right? Like he was incredible. Going to be their like second targeted option for at least the wide receivers. You just want pieces of this offense, and you want pieces of the offense also because they're going to score so many touchdowns. You can have a year where he has 12 touchdowns, right? Like I think he's a very, very high upside play and one that comes with a much higher floor than most assume because everyone thinks he's a very volatile player, but it's like he's still relatively young in his career. Maybe we haven't even seen the ceiling on Herbert yet, which is scary to think about. I just want pieces of this offense and want pieces that can score touchdowns. I really think he can have a high touchdown season. Why would you take McKissick? Some guaranteed passing production. Yeah, but there was basically this team. So that's a great question. This team is locked in with Joe Mixon and DeAndre Swift, right? So I'm assuming if I'm going to win this league, right, especially with no waivers, I'm assuming these guys at least have a solid season. If both these dudes fail, it doesn't matter what running backs I pick late. I'm probably not going to win because I'm just not going to get enough production. So I'm assuming these guys do good. And if they do good and they play most of the season, they can miss a few games, they play most of the season, I'm probably using them in most weeks. So for someone down here, I want to take my upside on Pierre Strong, right? I want to take my upside on Williams. Oh, I don't even actually have McKissick. But it's the same thing as the Hines pick. In those weeks that they have a bye, in those weeks that they perform poorly, the very few of them, I just want to get by with the points. I don't want to end up taking a 0, hoping that I drafted like Madison and like those happen to be the weeks that Madison goes off. Because if I'm doing that, I'm going to take a bunch of 0s and then maybe I have a spiked week. But if I'm locked in on those two, then the spiked week might not even count for some other players. And so just give me someone with a passing game role who can get me some points. So if those two happen to have a few down games, we're good to go. We're totally fine. That production's filled with those two. That's kind of the thinking I have. I just know they like him. I know they're going to use him in the offense. I know he's going to have a few good games. I know he's going to have touches. That's not something you can say about a lot of the running backs. So that's why I like McKissick in this format. Again, this guy got him in the late 16th round. There's not much security there. Although I feel like Brian Robinson is a better pick. Is value having... Is it valuable to have part of backfields like the Patriots, Bills, and 49ers? Well, yeah. I mean, we saw last year Elijah Mitchell, right? Like if you were drafting right now and you were like, oh, Elijah Mitchell, he's probably not going to be anything, but why not take a shot in the last round? Probably advanced, right? You probably had a pretty darn good team. So yeah, there's always value in doing that. I would say I don't know that I'd clump the Patriots offense in the same, definitely not the same tier as the Bills and probably not the same tier as the 49ers. So there's a little bit less value of you're just trying to get someone on a really good team. I don't know that the Patriots can be put in that same characteristic. I guess it would just be Patriots. Like they have so many guys. Once this shakes out, maybe it's different than people think. And maybe Pierre Strong is higher on this depth chart than people are assuming. So that's the value of attacking that. There's value in attacking like Bills, backup running backs, because what if there's injury and you now have starting on Bills? But I would still say, I think that answer is correct. Ambiguity presents opportunity if someone emerges, and then it's very profitable. I would just say, I still don't necessarily want, it's Singletary and it's James Cook on the Bills. You don't need to be going out and getting, the fourth string Bills running back. The most likely outcome is still that those two get most of the work and that no one else really does all that much. So you still want someone who's gonna have a possibility. So I guess I'd say maybe the Bills, maybe not. But 49ers, I feel like that's just a team that rides the hot hand, a team that can produce, undrafted running backs do really well. And so if you want to dip into their third or fourth string, that's, I think, a better option than doing so on the Bills. Because, I think we kind of know it's Singletary and Cook. You'd need an injury, and behind that, if Singletary got hurt, I think James Cook would just get a ton of work, and he's not necessarily a late pick. Another Dynasty question. 12-team Dynasty, one quarterback PPR league. as the highest projected team in the league with Kent Smith and Albert O at tight end. Okay. Would you trade? Oh, Kement. I was like, who's Kement Smith? Smith, is that Irv Smith or is that John Smith? Kement Smith, Albert O at tight end. Would you trade Tyreek Hill for, you want Kelsey too, for Cooks and Kelsey? Do you need Kelsey? You have Albert O, a Smith, whichever one, and Cole Kmet. I mean, I guess, yeah, you need Kelsey. In Dynasty, that's tough. How many years does Kelsey have left? A few, maybe like 3-4 years. There we go. I still have that Dynasty up. Let's sort by tight end, wide receiver. I have Tyreek Hill pretty significantly ahead of Kelsey. For Brandon Cooks. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know that I'd make that move. It feels like people trading away Tyreek Hill right now are kind of trading low. Let's see what happens in this offense. That's what I'd rather do. Instead of trading away Tyreek Hill, like I am high on the Miami offense. I think they're going to be good. I think Tyreek Hill could surprise people for how good he is. I don't know. It feels like you're trading him away kind of low value, but you're getting Travis Kelce. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to tell you on that one. Someone help him in the comment section. Tyreek Hill for Cooks and Kelce. I don't think you need tight end, I guess is my thing. I think Kment's going to be really good. If it's Irv Smith, I really like him. Ali, I think you have a lot of young tight ends, so I don't think you need to do it. I don't think I would, but that's up to you. Team 5 and BR in this time. Okay. Team 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starts with Derrick Henry. Grabs a mid-round Travis Etienne. Nice. Abandons running back. Nice. Grabs Robinson. I guess that's fine because you took Etienne. You're basically just saying, I want the points in that backfield. Gainwell, not bad. Gus, not bad. All right. That's a fine running back core. Tyreek and Waddle. So I'm assuming you grab Tua. Beautiful. Grab Tua. Nice job. Devonta Smith, Garrett Wilson, Robert Woods. I moved Robert Woods up in the rankings for those of you who care. I'll probably like make sure those rankings are uploaded tomorrow. Nice. I like that build. Robbie Anderson, Julio, Zay Jones. Totally fine with that. Kittle, Mike Gesicki with the Miami stack. Wow. Yeah, that's a good team. That's a good team. This is probably one of the best teams. 5. All right, what was the other one you said? Okay. Najee and Kamara. Someone asked about the Kamara suspension. I don't have any insider information on that. I don't know what's going to happen with Kamara. Certainly he could be suspended. Certainly he could not be. It's up to Goodell. And if you're trying to get inside the mind of Roger Goodell, good luck. I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'll say mid-second round. If he's not suspended, it's a good pick. So Najee Kamara, so you're locked in, so you don't go with running back for a while. When you do go with running back, you go with Michael Carter in the 12th. Not in love with that. Marlon Mack, and that's it. So you're really hoping Kamara doesn't get suspended. Fine. I don't love the wide receiver core, or the running back core. That's fine. Wide receiver core. Higgins, McLaurin, Mooney, Sky Moore, Ayuk, Gallup, Tony, Palmer, Ross. Love it. I think that's a good wide receiver core. Something popped up there. Did you stack anyone with Justin Herbert on this team? Oh, Palmer. Okay. Herbert and Palmer. That's fine. That's fine. You just need anything. I think people get a little bit too consumed with being like, oh, if I got this, I have to get like the one on the team. A stack just means someone, right? Like obviously you'd prefer a better stack than Palmer, but you can still go into this with Palmer and Herbert. Like that's still fine to do. Like obviously he got Mooney and Fields, which is like the stack you want. And if he got Kement, did I get Kement? Who got Kement? I didn't get Kement. If you got Kement, that probably would have been better. It looks like you just missed out. He was probably hoping to get Kement in the 13th round, but had to go with Hunter Henry, which kind of stinks. I think it's a good team. I'll say there's a world where this really does not work out at the tight end position, but you grab 3, so that's still solid. I just You're definitely heavily dependent on these guys. For the running backs you have, maybe I would have preferred one more. Yeah, maybe I would have preferred one more. But it's good. This is a good team too. Christian Watson, wide receiver 4, seems dubious to me. Yeah, who grabbed Watson as their 4? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. First name I looked at. Nice. Yeah, I don't like that wide receiver core at all. Team OMG. Judy, Allen Robinson, Treylon Burks, Christian Watson, Devonta Parker, Crowder, Odell, Nico. I don't love that. It was made up for a running back. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, Leonard Fournette, James Conner. That's a good core of running backs we know we're going to produce. Wilson, who was Wilson stacked with? No one? Do you have a tight end? No. So just Wilson on his own. And Ryan Tannehill with Burks. I don't know. I don't love that. It's like fine, but it just feels like you have a lot of like okay wide receivers. Like I like Judy. Oh, wait, it was Judy. Sorry. Judy with Wilson. I was going to say I didn't see one. Okay, Judy with Wilson, that's good. And like Allen Robinson, that's fine. I just don't think you got a great value with anyone. I think there's a chance Leonard Fournette loses receiving work. There's a chance that James Conner isn't as good with like Darrell Williams there. I think that's a good pick. I still think that's a good pick. Burks, camp reports are not good so far. We'll see what happens, but camp reports are not fantastic. It's just like he just looks gassed all the time. And some people are saying it could be allergies. I don't know. But also Robert Woods looks kind of good in camp already. So I feel like Woods is going to be good to go. I don't know. I flipped them. I have Woods ahead of Burks at this point. See what happens. But yeah, I don't know. The team's okay. Someone just put team 2. So starting with McCaffrey. So I'm assuming, all right, yeah, McCaffrey, Mitchell, Kenneth Walker. That's real good value for Kenneth Walker. And that's real good value for Mitchell. It's a good running back core. Damian Pierce. You guys know my take on him. I don't love him, but that's fine value. McKissick. That's a good running back core. Mike Evans, Deontay Johnson, Sutton, Russell Gage, Myers, Mechie. Yeah, this is a good team. That's a good team. Josh Allen at quarterback. I don't know if I noticed a Buffalo receiver. So instead of Laviska, you should have gone with Khalil Shakir. I guess maybe Shakir got taken a little bit earlier, but I would have done that. Like just get a lower end option on that team. There's no reason to go with Laviska here. You're not stacking with anyone. You're not betting on the Jaguars offense. He's not even a high end person on the Jaguars offense. You almost need him to be traded. I don't understand that pick. I would have gone with Shakir. But I think a lot of the other ones make sense. Do you have a stack with Matt Ryan though? Do you have a Colts player? Because you should have taken Pierce from me. Unless I took Pierce from you. But you should have taken Pierce. So I would just say stacking. You have a lot of you have the one-off quarterbacks. Like if they're going to have really good seasons and carry you, then I don't know. I feel like you want some of their pass catchers. Lance Hype Train start now with Shanahan comments. I mean, realistically, the Lance Hype Train has already... It didn't need the comments. He's going in the early 9th round. We've never even seen him as a long-term starting option, right? Trey Lance got taken in the 9th round, and I took Aaron Rodgers, is it 2-time reigning MVP after him. So for us to say that is now the Lance Hype Train going to start, understand that he is sandwiched between Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, and Aaron Rodgers at the moment. The hype train has happened, and it is already occurring. So the comments are not going to change anything. All right. Anything else here? To be honest, how many good years Tyreek have left? Wide receiver drop off after 30-ish. How old is Tyreek Hill? He's still in the 20s, isn't he? God. All right, I have to go over here to type that. Tyreek Hill, age. He's 28. He just turned 28. Yeah, but if we were talking Dynasty, how many years is... I'm Travis Kelce have? Travis Kelce's turning 33. Tyreek Hill is 28. So, like, I get it. Yeah, how many years does he have left? My guess to that would be 4, maybe 3 years of elite production, 4 total years. They just gave him a monster contract. A ton of it was guaranteed. For you to think that like he's not going to be involved heavily in the game plan in the next 3 years, he's going to, right? So I'm not super concerned, and I think that's the take a lot of people have. New team, lower volume offense, not with Mahomes, getting up there in age. Everyone wants to dump him, but it's like you just got this monster contract with a ton of money guaranteed, with a young quarterback, a young player caller that honestly I have confidence in. I think I'd still like Tyreek Hill, but you guys have seen that. I've taken Tyreek Hill in like a billion of these drafts. You've three-peated ever since starting watching the video. Well, yeah. That's it. If you guys are playing, just understand. If you guys are in hometown leagues, the 62 of you who are listening right now, and you are listening to a live stream after the draft has already happened on May 24th, you have an edge. You have a huge edge over everyone you're playing against. They're going to be getting news about these players in late August and like trying to figure out how to adjust and like what their take should be. You've had this information for months, and like, I don't know. Like if you're doing this stuff right now, listen, you're ahead. You're way ahead. And it's good to be doing it right now, because then when news comes out in August, you can easily adjust. You can be like, oh, we knew that was going to happen. Don't change anything. Or, oh, we've been waiting for this news. Let's change things. So you won last year and you took Kelce with a 12 pick. Where was, okay, I want to pull that up, because it almost like, it seemed like Kelce had like a down year, because he didn't like go nuclear, I guess. And so I have on the site the like playoff or the championship rates and everything. Yeah, he was the 1, 2, 3, 4. He was the 5th most valuable tight end. Okay, he did provide an above average playoff rate and a well above average championship rate. So yeah. Oof. Wow. So yeah, just looking at numbers, I don't always analyze this. So Kelce, people who traded away Kelce got wrecked. Like, this is some of the worst rates. Only a 22% playoff rate and a 5% championship rate. So if you sold on Kelce early last season, you got destroyed. If you traded for Kelce last season, 45% playoff rate, 15% championship rate. That's a pretty high rate. I think in the sample, the average championship rate was like 9%. That's like on average, because including like 12-team leagues. So yeah, the best thing you could have done last season was trade for Kelce, and then yeah, he went off to kind of close the season. But even if you just drafted him and held on to him, above average playoff rate, even in a first round ADP, and if he's going in the second round this year with no Tyreek Hill, it's a good pick. It is a good pick. Yeah, I was curious what that ended up being. Knox is on team 2. Oh, okay. So you got Josh Allen and Knox. All right, that's good then. Where? Oh my God. I just didn't think you go. Knox goes in the 8th round, really? Huh. I guess that makes sense. I mean, young player, young quarterback, athletic guy, touchdowns, has shown spiked weeks before. That makes sense. Okay. It just kind of caught me off guard. Yeah, Knox, Ertz, just the 2. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think the team you guys highlighted are like really quality teams. Nice thing about Kelce, one of the first round picks didn't get hurt. Oh yeah, yeah. Some first round picks get hurt. Yeah, Kelce's been a model of health. He's been very, very good. You got hurt picking Kelce in the top 10. Yeah, it obviously hurts going a little bit earlier. But on average, yeah, people who picked Kelce still performed better. So I feel like we kind of think back and we're like, oh, having Kelce here hurt us. But when you compare it to what you would have gotten at other first round picks, he still provided you an edge in championship race. So it may have been other things that happened. How about Pitts this year? Fade. No. Where's he going on Underdog right now? 3rd round's aggressive. But no, he was really good in fantasy, scoring like 1 touchdown last year. He had like the best. Did he have 1,000 yards? I know he like shattered the rookie receiving yardage record, but had like the best rookie season. We knew it was going to happen too. Had the best rookie season like ever for a tight end. He is a freak. He is going to be the focal point of the offense once again. No, I'm not fading a player with the amount of upside. If you were asking me who do I think is going to finish number one in tight end this season, it's Andrews and Kelsey. That's who I think. But I think after that, it is pretty clearly Pitts. He's a guy that could go out there and have 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns and just shred defenses. Now, they're going to hone in on him. They don't have a good quarterback play. I get that. But no, I'm not fading him. If he gets in the second round, I'll fade him. And this is kind of an aggressive ADP. But no, I'm not going to fade him. I'm never going 10 again early. Got screwed with Waller last year. But again, that's just and I want to pull up his rate. That was bad. Darren Waller, 34% of teams. Actually, technically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's actually the 8th most valuable tight end. And actually, teams crushed when they traded for him. So yeah, basically, teams that drafted and held on to him, 34% playoff rate, 6% championship rate. That's really bad. Teams that drafted and traded him did above average, 38% advancement rate, 11% championship rate. But teams that acquired him also did good. So it was basically just the crowd that drafted and stuck with him all year. If you traded him away and you got good value for him, you did well. If you acquired him, likely at a good discount, you did really well, 45% playoff rate and 11% championship rate. That's like right on par with Travis Kelce, a little behind him in the championship rate. But it's tough to really say that it was Waller because like he came on week 1 and dominated, right? To say that I'm not taking tight end early because of Waller, I don't love that because he happened to get hurt, right? Like, yeah, if the guy you take in the second round gets hurt, that really hurts you. But that doesn't mean that like Mark Andrews this year is going to be a bad pick because they're completely unrelated. I will say that the research kind of shows maybe don't take a tight end super early. That project that I did, that again, that won't be. So next week is going to be what a championship teams do at quarterback. The week after is going to be what championships teams do at tight end. Again, for those of you who didn't see at the beginning, real good video tomorrow on the robust RB strategy, what you should be doing at running back early. But I don't think you can fade a position based off what one player did in 1 year. If Waller had been healthy last season, would you be like, oh, got to take Andrews? It worked out for me last year, taking Waller. So it's tough to get around that. If you guys have any other questions, fire them away. I want to watch the basketball game, so we're probably going to end. You feel the most regret about the Barkley pick should have gone with Keenan Allen? Eckler, you had Eckler and Javonte Williams. Yeah, you were locked in there. You still got Kareem Hunt, Rashad White, Spiller. Yeah, you don't need Saquon. Because, yeah, your wide receivers are weak. Godwin could start the season slow. Bateman's good. Drake London good. Claypool. You don't have enough receivers. Yeah. Yeah, you should have gone with Keenan Allen here. How many receivers do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you have 7. But, like, I don't know, DPJ. I like these players individually, but it's tough putting this receiver core. I just feel like there's not enough ceiling in this receiver core. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone with Saquon there, looking back. But, hey, that's why we do these, right? If you're sitting here and you have a similar start in the first couple picks, you're not going to go with Saquon next time. You're going to go with the receiver. You're going to get better. That's why we do these drafts. Talk about Jalen Hurts a little. He's good. I had to make him like less efficient. He was coming in at my first round projections at like the number 2 quarterback overall. Like he was so good in the projections, and I was like, I need to walk that back. But he's going to have rushing. He's going to have rushing touchdowns. He's going to have A.J. Brown now with a second-year Devonta Smith and in his prime Dallas Goedert with a good running back core. Yeah, he's going to be really, really good in fantasy. Where do you end up going? 6th round. This is such good value, guys. Herbert is a phenomenal pick in the 5th round. Herbert, Lamar, Hurts, Burrow, Kyler, Wilson. I know that these guys go here because there's so many of them. They're such good picks. Now, I think I got phenomenal value with Aaron Rodgers in the late 9th round. Yeah, I stacked with it. I was going to say, did I end up doing that stack? I think I got phenomenal value there, but like This is the range we want to be taking quarterback in. I don't think we can do Allen and Mahomes this early. They're going to project that well, but I feel like you got to be targeting this range because there's some really good players. And then it's like if your first quarterback's coming in this range, it's like you just missed out on really good players. I feel like the difference in what you drafted and what you would have drafted, like just getting that better quarterback, isn't that great. So yeah, this is the range you want to be taking quarterback in this year. And the data shows teams that draft their first quarterback, I believe it's around 6 through 8, perform better on average. Favorite mid-round players this year? Bateman, Etienne, Dobbins, Gabriel Davis. It's probably enough. Those are my favorite picks in that range. They just came off the board there. Write it down. But also just look at the rankings, and anyone who has a value next to their name, I like. What is your team built? And Zylak. We're team 10. Thoughts on zero running back out of the... Oh, zero RB out of 8 spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we got a zero RB built. Jefferson, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Elijah Moore, like it. Dotson, Osborne. I don't love the Osborne pick. Corey Davis, Will Fuller, nice. Okay. And what'd you do at other spots to get that? You took Mark Andrews. So what else did you do at tight end? Mark Andrews and Brevin Jordan. Data shows you should still take 3 tight ends, I think, at least. Maybe not with Andrews. I guess Andrews and Kelsey might be the 2 caveats. So pretty much anyone else take 3 tight ends. Okay. Lamar. You got a Lamar and Andrews stack. Ooh, that's a good first 5 rounds. Okay. With your running backs, you got Clyde. Beautiful. I think that's a good pick. Cordero Patterson, I have no idea. I feel like we need more news on Atlanta. If he's going to be good as last year, yeah, definitely. Good pick. It feels like they don't want to use him at running back. And if only use him at receiver, might not be as good. But yeah, I think we need more information there. But that could be a good pick. I don't like Singletary. That's not a bad value. I just don't like him. Chase Edmonds, I think that's a good pick. Davis Price, good pick there. Dr. Foreman, good pick there. It's a good team. I guess basically my thing is when you're doing RB0 on Underdog, I know you're going to have great weeks from like Jefferson, Brown, Moore, like all those guys. And, you know, you're going to have really good production at the wide receiver position. You are going to struggle a little bit running back. And I just think like I'm going to have good production too. Like I didn't take wide receiver at all early. And I know we're going to see spiked weeks from William, Davis, St. Brown, Renfro, Lockett. Like maybe I'm not as strong, but I have a lot of guys who have a high weekly ceiling and I'm going to get production from the position. So I don't necessarily think you need to go this heavy at wide receiver early. I'll say I like this build though, definitely. I love Justin Jefferson. I think that's a phenomenal value to have gotten him. I love this Andrews and Lamar stack. And I love A.J. Brown as a player. So, like, it could have been cool if you got Jalen Hurts there too. But, like, I love all of these players individually. And I do think they did a really, really good job in this middle section. I just personally think, like, maybe this pick different. I guess if that could have been... Oh, I guess there's really not really anyone. But, like, I guess I would have rather grabbed, like, Edmonds. And then, like, maybe you grab Rachaad White to get that pass-catching role. Maybe you grab, I think I would have rather had Jamal Williams than Davis Price, to be honest. Darrell Williams probably instead. I think I would have maybe just gone with more pass catching backs, I guess. Because for this to work out, you need production from the running back spot. And like with Foreman, like you're kind of waiting on a McCaffrey injury. I think I would just rather had some pass catching backs personally. Only a few more questions. Yeah, lesson learned. Yeah, better in May than August. You think Olave is undervalued because last year the Saints passing offense was last in yards per game? I think he's undervalued because Michael Thomas might be hurt and he could be the one, and that's not affected in his ADP right now. So we think he's undervalued for different reasons. I just think he's a really... Did I end up with him on the team? I don't think I did, right? And someone ended up taking him? Oh, no, I went with Lockett. Where did Olave go? Shouldn't have been in this range. Yeah, he went here. So I went with Lockett, and then someone got him. Should we spend a pick on Christian Watson, Green Bay wide receiver? That'll be the last question we go over today, and then let's watch some basketball. Yeah, if you're doing these and you're stacking, sure. He's a highly athletic wide receiver. He could be phenomenal. Honestly. My thing is that I'm not like one, it's risky because Rodgers just like picks players he likes and doesn't like. And if he doesn't like Watson, then he's not getting targets. But then also like he was good in college, but he wasn't like fantastic. And there are some really bad schools that he played against that he did nothing. Like some really, really bad schools that completely shut him down. And I think in like the notes, I was basically talking about like age-wise, like I believe he's very, very close to some like second and third year wide receivers this season. And it was like, I think it was like Elijah Moore I was talking about. And it's like, what would Elijah Moore last season have done against the defenses that Christian Watson was going up against? He would have ripped them apart. So I feel like he's very, very talented athletically, but there's still a chance that he's just not that fantastic wide receiver. And a lot of scouts love him. And again, a ton of upside with Rodgers. So if you want to stack him with Rodgers, you want to just take him late, there's a chance you're in your redraft leagues that, you know, no one knows who he is and he falls. If his ADP gets too high, where did he go in this one? If his ADP gets too high, there's a lot of question marks, and I don't think people are like totally buying into those question marks. Early 9th round, it just feels so early. I know Gage is good and he's going to have a really good role. I know Woods is good and honestly he's going to have a good role. I know Gallup is good and he's on Dallas. Like Galladay, number 1 on what should be a high volume offense. Jameson Williams is a better wide receiver than Christian Watson. Like there's I don't know. I'm not in love with it, but is what it is. Yeah, in not knowing, I don't see why. Okay, yeah. I think it's just a little bit too early on Watson. Okay, I think that was enough. We were here for an hour and a half. We did a draft. Maybe I'll try next week. We'll do 2. We'll try and bust through them. We'll do 2 drafts next week. I'll try and keep answering these questions while going through the draft because I feel like maybe we had enough time to do another one today. But I want to at least like get through all the questions. I think I answered every question. Next week we'll try and do 2. We should be back, although technically it depends. If the Celtics do happen to win, I don't know. I will not be streaming during a Celtics game. And I prefer not to stream during finals games either. So we'll see what happens with that. But assuming there's no big basketball game on, I'll do that stream. Watch that game now. Remember tomorrow, it's a big video. Wednesdays are really big videos this season. It's part 1 of a 15-part draft strategy series, I guess, this entire summer. It's going to be the robust RB strategy. It's going to be going over research I did in the offseason. I think it's a really good video. I think you guys are going to love this series. So make sure you check that one out. But that, my friends, is the end of this one. Hope you all did enjoy. If you did, how about hitting the like button? And how about subscribing to the channel if you're new here? Thanks for watching.